Tamamom bụ enyigwe oge abalị isuu le Ibonu December. Ye adikule atare adisele mo for Christmas. Yasu kanje tam. Mo ti kwa menu jeja ye tam. Ni ba jamati bi basu kan gradin. Ibo mo ya ba atisa to na jaba din ma ti me. Ya bono na se ma patele kayo. Ya kwa metra da tam. Aka kwa menu oruyo uja mo askide lawa Jesus. Mo bo ye bo ba ko bi mas ba to mo na sala siladin. Bo bi to ma sada. Yes, no, on the deal. When you ship who said, I didn't love Jesus. She could take a cat at the time, rather than time. Mokashni, the song can do to pay. Now, when you kaka, we obo, Secretary of Lamalumum. Mamu Tatadia, Motiaka, Mata, also we. Even you kakatam, Mobile, keynote address. The 2023 EOG Get Together and Sensitization Program. One of the things I want you to know, EOG is a oil and gas host community. Oil and gas host community. EOG is an acronym. This is to sensitize the public, Ebeans in particular, on their role in sustaining existence of oil and gas firms in Ebeland. We, the EOG, will stand as a watchdog to safeguard the host community, sensitizing them on their rights and privileges as host community of oil and gas multinational companies. That is our duty. To partner with aforementioned corporate entities and protect installations. We are not to vandalize. We are here to protect installations, oil installations, to advocate for employment opportunities and source for contract for deprived communities. We are their watchdog to attract government incentives that will better the lives of employees that community EOG. The process of achieving these goals, the headship of EOG and the members must painstakingly constantly pursue the goals and objectives of this organization. Ensure periodical sensitization meetings, just as we are to do not after some time when they go we meet again. Host constitutive forum with oil and gas multinational companies. Distance itself from hostile approaches. We have to distance ourselves from hostile approaches. Agitations. Rather, we have to imbibe legal process to attain our demands. We must not be hostile. It's advisable the principle of accountability and transparency to our members as a corporate entity that is required by Corporate Affairs Commission Act to render its process of disposing informed. As a member, we should be transparent. As an organization, we should be accountable so that there will not be doubt in our relationship. We are advising our members to be law abiding and not to tarnish the image of this organization. It's really unknown that different multinational companies adopt several approaches to ensure profit margin, among others, by destabilizing communities that will not agree to their bid and resorting to bribe prominent personality in such community. Some of the companies, they use bribe, intimidation. So we must be aware of this. Therefore, EOG members are to be proactive in mobilizing themselves when they arise. Anytime we are called, don't wait. Enter Okada, come. Because numbers matters. And most of us as EOG members will come
conversant and be current on oil and gas related issues in the nation and the international scene. We must be conversant. How much relation to Hallelujah, electric oil and gas, and be quick to cooperate and embrace cooperation among ourselves. In conclusion, I have an opinion. There is no organization without its peculiar challenges. Therefore, EOG is not exceptional, should face its necessary demand.
PIA Act, when it was the process of the bill, we made input. We contributed in the presentation of memoranda, and they said that 3% of the OPEX, operating expenditures of oil companies, should be set aside for host community development. If you look at the EIA Act 2021, now we are in the end of the 2023 and we are rolling on to 2024. The question we always ask as an activist: how many communities have benefited from the 3% OPEX as contained in the EIA Act in this past year? How many project was done? How many of you have benefited? So what we take home is to ask, demand as of a right, our 3% OPEX, Cross Community Development Trust Fund, for the year that have just ended. And we will not demand it with violence. We will use knowledge-based approach. We are going to use what? We will write. We will use the pen. We will use the gun. We will write and ask the oil company and the government of the Nigerian state to develop the host communities, provide the 3% operating expenditure as contained in the budget as of a right, not by violence. That is the message. Peaceful approach, non-violent approach. We won't keep quiet. We will speak loud because it's our right. We have stake in the oil business. As we are entering the mission, not by violence. That is number one to peace building. Another way again, our youth are also critical stakeholders. Instead of building a militia force among our youth cultists, we should focus on building a technical workforce so that there can be players in the oil sector in diverse skills and in diverse trades. And when they are gainfully integrated, employed as skilled workforce, they will not have time to collect gun from anybody to terrorize the environment and terrorize the people. These are the part of the tips for peace building as we aim to benefit from the oil and gas. I think I will stop here.
I'm a petroleum engineer by profession, and everything my co-engineer was saying, some of the things that at the time he said he's not a petroleum engineer. Some of the things is in line. The hydrocarbon itself that we are talking about, the bank is a major host for the multinational companies. But unfortunately, there is nothing to write about in the bank kingdom. Unfortunately, there is no meaningful project to signify that the bank is a host to the oil multinational companies. But I think many will not going to use violence, will not going to use knife, cutlass and gun, but will keep on using the best approach as one of the law-abiding citizens of this country. Ekpe people are law-abiding citizens, and that is why we have decided to do this step of using one of the best approach, and one of those best approach is peace, which EOG has employed. And you must have the endurance, because I know this struggle has started long ago, and you felt that up to now that the multinational companies are supposed to recognize you people by listening to you people towards the plight of the Black Kingdom. But unfortunately, it is not coming up. But I want to encourage you that you should not be deterred, you should not be discouraged on this battle that you have started to make sure that the poor people achieve what they are supposed to achieve, to make sure that the poor people achieve what they are supposed to achieve for the oil multinational companies. I've always said that whatever thing that will bring development to a poor kingdom, to the poor land, that I will support it. But before we can be able to support that, and because before we can be able to achieve it, we must all come together, both traditional rulers, both the youth, the women, the politicians, the elites. We must come together to make sure that anybody who has spring up, any organization that has spring up to help us to achieve it, that we must support that organization, and not for us to go that organize that organization. When this body go, that person is not going there to achieve his aim. If he's got 100%, at least he will throw 80% to a player. Then you will now prefer to support an outsider, a foreign contractor. The law has already specified it. Now, if you look at pipeline surveillance, it's given to a foreign contractor. Does it mean that the bank does not have qualified people to handle those jobs? The answer is no. You will now look at when there are some other minor jobs, they will go and call a foreign contractor. Does it mean that the bank people are not qualified? Who can use this for your broadcast? Employer Oil and Gas Pipeline Host Families Association, EOG. Annual celebration and sensitization program tagged peaceful coexistence in the host communities of ethnic nationality. The rationale behind this program is that in recent times, Ekpe has witnessed unprecedented happenings resulting to insecurity, poverty, unemployment, and etc. And it is high time for us to sensitize our people, to tell them the need why we must pay our brothers keepers for us to enjoy what God has given to us. It is pertinent to note that Oil and Gas has been at the forefront of liberating Ekpe from the hands of the feudalors known as the companies. These people have enjoyed monopoly over time, making us to live below poverty level. There is no community in Ekpe that has oil that is not immersed in one crisis or the other. I kept asking this question: what is the reason why we must be in crisis? What is the reason why our brothers must kill our brothers? What is the reason why people are no longer friendly to each other? I discovered that the reason is simply because the man who is coming from outside has the interest of collecting our common resources and convert it to their own in a bid to hosting or making progress to be in our communities and our families, for them to have their way in diverting our common resources. And this issue has been over time. What do we do to make sure that as companies are coming for projects in the year 2024, so that Ekpe will not be immersed, Ekpe will not be ravaged, Ekpe will not be taken over by crisis, but rather we should enjoy what God has given to us. There is always terms and conditions. There is always terms of reference in every job that is being done by any company. As given by NNPC, Minister of Petroleum Resources. But in our case in Ekpe here, we do not know the template they give to them when they come for work. We need to start asking questions as you are coming. Please don't cause crisis in Ekpe land. Let us live in unity. Any little thing you have for us, give it to us so that we can manage with that instead of us to go into problem. Because there is no price that is too high for us to pay to sustain peace than for us to go into war. War is never an option in building a society, but rather it destroys the society.
So that is why I want to call on our people that all of us must work in synergy. We must work hand in hand. We must be concerted in effort in making sure that we rebrand Epe. Because the reason why we are calling for this meeting, Tinubu is government renewed hope. So Epe Oil and Gas is coming with a renewed hope. So everybody should hear it very clear that the year 2024 there is a renewed hope for Epe ethnic nationality. I am using this opportunity to call on federal government, to call on the National Assembly, to call on NDPC, to call on state government, to make it as a matter of utmost urgency, to include Epe in the next board of NDPC, because we have spent a lot in the system. Epe has virtually all the licenses that is in River State pass across Epe ethnic nationality, and we are the only ethnic nationality that transmits two block lines that is using federal government. When once these lines are cut off, federal government will not find it funny. It will be difficult for them to meet up their daily demands. So since Epe is hosting brass naming top line, Epe is hosting TAT of federal government, that let them make it a matter of urgency in making sure that the next board that will be constituted, Epe should be included in that board.